are we streaming live? This is exciting, isn't it? So it isn't Monday, and here I am. And in case you're wondering, I'm calling out to you guys, my subscribers. I need you, and I need your input and your opinions, please, if you don't mind. I'm not going to leave this video up for very long because, you know, I sometimes do these where it's just for you guys who are here like all the time and stuff. So hoping you can hear me all right, hoping that you can help and that you want to help. So here's my dilemma and here's my question. So I have a podcast, and you may know this, you may not. It is always linked below my videos, and it is called this. That won't be right now because I'll need to link that later because I'm obviously not home. And it's called Autoimmune, Diet and Me. And if you know me by now, which I've asked for my tribe, so you probably do, then you'll know that I live with autoimmune conditions, and I think I live quite well with those conditions, and I like to help others into theirs. Now, that was where this podcast was born from. I'm so passionate about, you know, the fact that if I didn't live my life a certain way, I think I'd be a lot more sick than I am. But what I don't like doing is harping on about that and being really negative about it. But this podcast is quite popular. Now, my online world feels sometimes a little bit here, there and everywhere. I feel as though sometimes, like my Instagram, I've got various different ones. I've got one that's about food. I've got one that's about doing up the house because that seemed to feel like a quite nice thing to do. And obviously I've got my main one, my Lush Life thing. Now, my Lush Life is definitely my online brand, which I love. And I'm never coming away from that. But I do think sometimes it needs a little bit more clarity what it is. And I think what I want to do is I don't want to alienate people who don't have autoimmune illness, but I do want to also help those people. So as you might know, thank you for the thumbs up. I'm not sure, that doesn't tell me who it is watching. But you might have seen the news recently that I have just been awarded this amazing research project, and I'm thinking about tying everything in together so that it makes sense. So my YouTube, my Instagram, not so much Facebook, but the thing is, I mean, my absolute love and what I feel is my calling is the book, writing the book or the books, and I've got lots of them. So Autoimmune, Diet and Me, the podcast, kind of seems to make sense, and it seems to make, it just sort of says what it is. It's about living me living my life, but it's also about autoimmune and diet and food. So what I don't want to be is a cooking channel. I don't want to be only talking about nutrition channel. I want to be talking about your whole life and how you make it better. And being that a lot of the time I refer to my stories are I don't know, I live quite a full life and I like to share that. So my question to you is, how would you feel if we rebranded? I mean, it's still going to be Louise Usher channel, because the weirdest thing with YouTube, if you send an email from your Gmail account, it comes up with whatever your channel name is. And I don't want to send an email and somebody goes, what's this? You know, I want them to know that it's from me. So that's going to stay the same, but do we rebrand it in line with this successful podcast and just call my online stuff Autoimmune, Diet and Me? Because that will fit in with my research, which is about Crohn's disease and COVID. COVID isn't an autoimmune autoimmune condition, sorry. I don't know if dogs loving their life. Oh, if Jasmine was here now, oh my God, there's all these dogs that she would totally love. So that's my question. How do you feel about that? So nothing's really majorly going to change. I'll still be talking about the same stuff, but maybe a little bit more about health, and how you can take a holistic approach to improving your own health. And that's whether you've got autoimmune or not. But that's what I'm really, really passionate about, because sometimes I think that needs to be a little bit more out there. But I don't want to alienate any of you guys, especially those of you who've been with me since day dot. I want to know your opinions. So if you want to go and listen to the podcast, do. Sometimes they're quite goofy and there's a lot of personal stuff in there, normally in the second half of the podcast, but generally I talk about a diet thing or a health related thing initially. And being that this is going to take up 4 out of 5 days of my working week as of January, is talking about Crohn's and my findings there in relation to how people are living well with their Crohn's. I sort of feel as though tying it all in together would make sense. So do you ever get that? You know, you go on these marketing things and they're like, you've got to get your elevator pitch sorted out. what is mine? You know, somebody says, what do you do? I'm like, it's hard because it's so diverse. Whereas if I just sort of say, I'm a researcher about living well with autoimmune conditions or something like that, then that, to me, that makes complete sense. And some people might not know what an autoimmune condition is, and you know, we can go into that because it covers so many things. Oh, nice Vanquish driving past, I like them. Covers so many things, and I just feel passionate about helping people. Because let me give you a little story, because I like those, don't I like telling you a story. I've had 12 miscarriages that I know of. There may have been more, all very early. So thankfully, I mean, how these ladies get to, you know, certain stage and lose it, I don't know. But the first cut was definitely the deepest there. That was really, really hard nut to, or hard pill, bitter pill to swallow. But what I didn't know is that I had endometriosis. They knew that, they didn't communicate that to me, or I didn't hear it, or I didn't listen properly, or something, because at the age of 21 I was whipped into hospital for emergency surgery, lost one of my fallopian tubes, and it's because of endometriosis. Now all I knew was I had really, really painful periods. I didn't know that that was a thing. Endometriosis is a blinking autoimmune illness. And if I'd known that you can eat a certain way, you know, and also having undiagnosed celiac disease, which again is autoimmune, that was me. I was undiagnosed celiac till I was 38. And you imagine the damage that I've done to my body in that time. And I do believe firmly, sometimes things just happen, but I do believe that having the condition that I had undiagnosed, or me not knowing about it, or not addressing it in a lifestyle way, that's probably why I found it really, really difficult to carry these little babies. So obviously had IVF, had brilliant twins, and thank goodness that has just been an absolute blessing. But I want to help other people who might not know that. And I just think there's a big audience there for it. And like I say, if nothing really changes, how do you feel about that? I'd really value your comments. And if you don't want to do that publicly, completely down for that, just drop me an inbox. I will put my links down there as I can. You may be wondering why I'm out at such an ungodly hour. Harley is having his haircut. So I need to go in a minute, and I might not be able to put the links down there straight away. But, you know, you could, if you look on yesterday's video, they're all there. So thank you. I do really appreciate you guys, because I believe those of you who always comment and always watch, and all of that, this is where the difficulty lies, I think, because if I upload something to do with travel, there's thousands and thousands of people come and view that. If I upload a Motivational Monday one, we might get 50 people, but those 50 people of you are what I call my precious bunch, because you're kind of always here, and you always really want to make the best version of yourself, and I love that. Whereas somebody might just be floating through my channel to find out some information, for example, about what it's like flying to Turkey, for example, and I still want to give all that information. I still want to do that, because I think that's going to be part of it. That's going to be part of living your best life. And yeah. So how do you feel about it? I really value your opinion. Thank you for being here and watching. And like I said, the video won't be up for very long. So maybe I might give it to the end of the day, and then I'll take it down again. But I'm also going to quickly touch base with that podcast and say, what do they think? Do they think it sounds like a good idea? Because you don't get much feedback from a podcast. You don't get a lot of people reaching out and commenting on your stuff. So does that make sense to you? Anyway, I've got to try. I always have to try and figure out how you're going to end these flipping things. Push a button and let's see. Oh, look, nothing. It's nothing. I'm going to be here forever. Oh, no. Look, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to... I don't know how to end it. Am I actually seriously don't don't laugh at me, you're laughing. Okay, there's a cross there, so it might go really suddenly. So thanks for watching as always, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later. Yeah, we're going to end the stream now.